In today's video, we are going to go over how to get an easy day 1 base, as well as making a day 7 horde base that can be upgraded to take on the day 14 horde as well. So the first thing I need to do is I need to complete my challenges so I can find out where the first trader is at. Once you finish the basics of survival quest line, you will be told where the first trader is located. So for us, our trader is over there. When you first find the trader, they will give you a stone shovel as a reward, but then you also will have to take on a buried supplies request. So go complete the buried supplies quest so we can get the new quest line, which will help us get our day 1 base. Once you dig down to find the buried supplies, go ahead and grab them and then return back to the trader. When you come to turn in your quest, you will be given an option of different pipe weapons. Just decide on which one you would like to use more. Pipe shotgun honestly is not that great. The machine gun will allow you to shoot more ammo at one time. Pipe rifle is a one shot that you have to reload. Pipe baton you can easily find somewhere, and the pipe pistol, depending on the class, may not be that great. Now that you have finished the buried supply quest, when you talk to the trader again, you will have new jobs to choose from. We want to find a job that is close by, and that is either a gas station or a home. Now the way you can tell where you're going, you will click on the job and it will tell you where you're going. A clear job is an excellent choice for your first job because it will give you an indicator as to where the zombies are at to help clearing it out that much easier. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and take this quest. However, if the only quest that you have is for a fetch quest, those are still good to take. You just will not be shown where the zombies are at, which could make it a little bit harder than a clear quest. So we have made it to this quest. I'm gonna go ahead and clear it out, and then we'll go and look through the building. Now, as you can see at the top middle of my screen, there are red dots to indicate where the zombies are at. So with that, we are now cleared at this POI. Now what we want to do, we want to look around to see if there's any way for zombies to get on top of the roof, so that way they do not surprise us later. For this specific POI, there is not a ladder for the zombies to get up to us. However, they do have these little obstacles they can jump on and would then be able to get up to the rooftop. So all we want to do, we just want to take away this opportunity for them to get up, and then we will build our own ladder going up for ourselves. For this specific POI, I'm going to build the ladder outside just so it's easier for me to get to later on. Now there are different shapes you can choose for a ladder. Choose whichever one you would like to have. When you build your ladder, you want to make sure the first 2 block spaces do not have a ladder piece, or a zombie can get up to you. However, you can make this jump and still get up to the roof. For this specific POI, you will see this roof is extremely flat, which will make for a very great base as well as a horde base. This will also allow us to easily separate the two, so we don't have to worry about a zombie getting into the horde base and then attacking our equipment in our normal base. So now that we are up top on the roof, we want to plan out where we want to set things up at. For this one here, I will use this big open area for a regular base, and then this smaller section we can actually turn into a horde base. The main thing you want to look at when you are trying to choose a location for your base and combination horde base, if you choose to go that route, is that the foundation and the walls are very solid. These walls here are made of concrete, so they have 5,000 hit points. It will take a while for zombies to work through multiple blocks in order to cave this in. So that is what makes this a very good option for your base. Now, one thing you do need to keep in mind, blocks are all built differently. For example, this base here is made off of half-shaped blocks. If you hold down R while holding your building frames, you could click on copy shape and direction, and you'll be able to see what shape is currently being used. The way I knew this was a half block is because when I try to put something down, you will see there is a gap. Now, for some players, this may not be a problem. For other players, they may not like this. Now you have to decide if this is going to be an issue for you, because as you can see, this is 10,000 hit points to break one block, which is not going to be a fun or great thing to do. For this example, I will stay at this base just to show you may not have the perfect start off, but you still can make anything work. If this does not work for you, you can go look for any POI that has a flat top, and that will make for an excellent base. However, you will have some that you like, such as this house here that does not have a flat top, but you can always go through, break down blocks, and put in new ones. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now, I'm going to set this up with a temporary home for the base, and then we'll work on a horde base, which we'll use right here. So to start off the base, I have built a campfire. I do have a cooking pot as well as a grill on there. Right now I'm currently making some water, and then we also have some storage set up so that way we can come and drop things off. Now this is a workaround for those who are annoyed by the gap in the floor. If you do have these vents, go ahead and use them as your base and build on top of those. For this base, I do not want to see this gap on the floor. So what I'm going to have to do is I need to extend out, and then I will start building up the base. Now to make this idea work, I do have to get rid of the security camera, but for us it serves no purpose. Now I will go ahead and start building out a brand new floor that we'll use for the base of our horde base. When you do make your base, I do recommend using the wooden frames first, so that way you can plan things out and easily take it away. However, once you are satisfied, you do want to make sure to upgrade those to at least wood to prevent them from being easily destroyed by a zombie or from accidentally picking them up. So what we want to go ahead and do, since this will be our horde base, we want to get rid of any trash that's on the ground that could stop us from building. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to upgrade all of this here to regular wood so that we can start building a way up for the zombies to get to us and a way for us to fight them. With the way I'm going to make this horde base, I will have it mainly over here on the right side to keep it as far away from my regular base that I can. The traditional fighting style for a horde base is what you see in front of you. We will set up a wall in front to where the zombies cannot get over. This will be a minimum of 4 high, and in the center you'll have 1 block up top to connect them, but then you'll have 3 that is open. This is where we will put a barrier between us and the zombies so we can fight. Now you do want to make sure you also upgrade this to at least wood. In 7 Days to Die, the great thing is you have the creative freedom to make any type of base or horde base that you would like. This is just a base I see myself using almost every time I play because it is easy, it's efficient, and it's a good starting off base that I just like to use. Now the front is set up with these blocks, and then I will go and I will use a pillar 0.05 meter middle in order to make a pathway for zombies to get to me. You can go in here, hold down R, and then go to advanced, and then you'll be able to rotate the block in different directions. What I normally do is I will have the pillar and I will go out 5 blocks. So this will give zombies a way to get to me, and I will have some space in between me and the zombies to get ready. The blocks will fall if you do not have enough support. When you look at the blocks, you will be able to see how much support they can give. So when we look here, the base frame has a support of 40. Each one of these blocks takes a total of 5. Now that means we can do a total of 8 blocks out before we have an issue. So we already put 5 blocks down. This is where I usually stop, but then I built out a little bit more. So we have 6, 7, 8. We had no problem. But if I go to put on a 9th block, you will see how the outline is pink. And if I do that, it all falls to the ground because it cannot support it. So we'll go back with 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is where I am normally at. I have 5 of these pillars going straight to me. Now we will build up the rest of the base. So to build this one, I'm going to keep it extremely simple. This right here will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks high. So I'm going to finish up building the base. I will speed it up so you can watch me do this, and then we'll go over everything. Now in my base, I like to put stairs just to make it easier for zombies to get to me, so they are less incentivized to feed on things. So here we go. We have a walkway for them to get to us. We have stairs. I'm giving it a little bit of a gap right here, so that way if there's a whole bunch of zombies, they'll be able to all come up and then come in a single file line towards me. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this all to wood. When you start upgrading, you do want to make sure you're upgrading from support, because if you start in the middle, it will cause that block to weigh more and could cause a collapse. And now I will start upgrades from the bottom and work my way up. Now in this video, I am using some tools we would not normally have on the first day, such as a nail gun. That just makes it so it's easier to upgrade quicker. For the purpose of this video, I felt like it was necessary just so it doesn't drag out too long. Now, what I like to do on my bases, I like to have redundancy. So that way, if one path breaks, then they will still have a way to get to me. Zombies will, for whatever reason, start to attack random spots, even if they can get clearly to you. With the zombies, they do have something that's called rage mode. That means if they fall a certain distance from where you are, then they will start to beat on any block that they can. In the community, it has been found out that if you build up your base to be at least higher than 11 blocks, this will help to prevent the rage mode from activating. Now, it may still activate, but if it takes them a while to get up to you, then they will not rage. For this purpose here, we obviously are not up that high, but we do have the concrete walls around us, so I don't see that being that big of an issue, especially if we're only going up to day 14 Horde at this base. That should be more than fine. Now that we have some redundancy, and we can see the zombies have 3 different pathways to get up to us. We also want to make sure when we are doing these stairs, we're also going to put some other stairs on the side to help prevent the zombies from beating on the sides, because if they get somewhere where they cannot get up, their first instinct is just to beat and make a pathway. So this should help us now, because zombies can go up to the stairs from either the front or the side. When it comes to the fighting area, I like to use the railings. Now, this is just preference. If you find a block you want to use, go ahead and use it. I like to use the railings, one, because they cover up nicely, and also you are able to shoot through the railings without breaking them. When you do set up the base, you want to double up. So what I did here is I could put a block on the inside, which is why I have a railing looking towards me. And then you'll see on the outside, we could put another block. So I will do another railing going the opposite way. So that way if a zombie gets through the first set of blocks, they have to go through a second set before they get to us. One issue in the game is if you get too many zombies, they will squish up and try to push through this opening. Now with this setup, you shouldn't really have that problem just because it's not going to allow that many zombies to come through. However, to err on the side of caution, I will go ahead and put a block here to help prevent that. One block I have been using that has been helping is the pole devil. Now you want to see what way would work best for you depending on how you're fighting. So I would recommend, as long as it's before the horde, put one out here, but just use it as a normal frame, because this will allow you to easily take it down if you see it does not fit your style. For example, I'll use the club. I can easily hit through there. I can use the power attack with no problems. That's how you can tell if you hit it, you'll hear the clonk. Now, another weapon I also use quite a bit is the spear. This works perfectly for the spear, and this is mainly why I use this type of base, because it will line up zombies in a row, so then I can stab right through them. So this orientation we have seen works out very well. So we are already getting a good start off here to the base. We have the blockade at the front with our fighting position. Now, one thing I will note is when you're fighting, you might want to move out and about. If you are on this specific POI or one like it, if you notice this drop off irritates you, instead of building out 2 blocks, build out a 3rd block to give you some extra room. When you are building this front position, what I like to do up top is I will use the ramp block, which you can see right here, it's just a regular ramp block, to put a way to stop zombies from getting over. Because zombies could get on top of each other and then climb over, but with this block, it will help to prevent that. Now, if you do notice that even though you have this ramp block up in place, if they are still getting over, you do have an option of coming up top. If you want to make a cool looking shape, we could do another ramp block like this, or if you don't care about how it looks, you just want it to function, you can also put another normal block like so, and this will definitely help it where they will not get over to you. For most Horde Knights, I am fairly confident in saying this should help you get through it, because you will not level up too much unless you're doing a lot of upgrading and building or doing a lot of quests, this should be fine for your first Horde night. However, if you are like me, you are extra cautious, then one thing you can do is you can start to make cobblestone blocks to help protect the key areas. To make cobblestone rocks, all you need is clay soil and small stone. It takes 10 pieces of cobblestone rocks to upgrade one wood block up to cobblestone. Now, you will find these nodes of rocks out in the field. You can just beat on them until you get a good amount of small stones. And to get clay soil, all you have to do is dig. And while doing the first quest from Wrecked, which is to go for the berry supplies, you should get a good amount for that as well. While you are out exploring or doing quests, if you see any pallets with stone like this, you do want to harvest them, because this is a quick and easy way to get a lot of small stone. Now, what I like to do, because I am a cautious type, I will upgrade it up to cobblestone. Now, this is normally what I will upgrade, the entire fighting area up front. One thing to be wary of is when you are upgrading, you will not be given a pink outline to let you know if a base will collapse. So if you do have a concern about that, you can build some supports going down just to make sure that does not happen. In this game, any block that connects down to bedrock will get the same amount of support no matter the size of the block. So I can use a full block and it will give me full support. Or I can go as far as use a small block like this. It will give the same amount of support as a full block and does not take up as much space. Now, this may not be necessary, but again, if you are cautious, this could help you out. Another thing that I would upgrade when it comes to cobblestone will be the pathway up to us. So we'll start here and work our way out. Now, normally when I do this, I will mainly focus on the center pathway up to me. This way I know that they will for sure have a path because it will be stronger than the outer pair. So this will make it so you'd have nothing to worry about. Now, when it does come to upgrading, you do want to make sure you upgrade at least the second block from the ground, because this is the height where zombies will normally hit. So this will need the most protection. So this setup here, we have the second block height has been upgraded to cobblestone. Center column has been upgraded. We also have a full pathway that has been upgraded as well, just to make it so it's the same around. There we go. And going up to our fighting position has all been upgraded to cobblestone. This right here should not only last you through the 7-day horde, but as well as a day 14 horde, giving your base level and what zombies you come up against. One other thing that you could do to help protect yourself, but you honestly probably will not see any vultures for a while, but if you would like to be protected, just in case they do show up, you can use the same railing that we did before, and you can make a little bird cage to help protect you. Now, what I do for the bird cage is I will go ahead, put railings across the top, and same thing on the side. I'll have it come down. Now, depending on how you want it to look, if you all want it to be symmetrical, you can do it. It's personal preference. So this little bird cage will help protect you from any potential vultures that may show up, but this will also help you if a zombie happens to get over your front defenses. So that way the zombie does not directly land on top of you. Now, for this, you want to make sure you have a way to get in and out. If you want to put a door here, you can definitely put a door. This will help to make sure that a bird does not just randomly fly inside. So we have a door, opens inside, I can close it. Now I am fully enclosed. If a zombie gets over, I'm protected. If there's birds, I am also protected because they will not crawl through this little gap and it gives you time to react. So this right here is a extremely easy day one friendly base that you could get while doing a quest from the trader, as well as an extremely easy base you can make for the day 7 horde, upgrade it to the day 14 horde. Now, when you do day 14, I would recommend, just for safety, go ahead and put everything up to cobblestone because it's not that hard to make. This will protect you. Now, another thing you could do if you felt like you needed some more protection, but you didn't want the base to get too bulky, is you can use these plate blocks. Now, these blocks are very thin and you can easily put it up against here to give you an extra layer of protection. Even though these are not full cubes, they will give you the same health as a full cubed block. So you could put this here, upgrade it to however high you want to go. Now we have an extra layer of protection. Same thing down here, which is where I mainly use it, is where it comes to blocks where zombies can attack and break it. So you just put it all around like this. There we go. And you can just upgrade those to whatever you want. Honestly, for day 7 to 14, probably overkill. But again, if you want to feel better protected, this will help you do so. This will probably be used more for when you get to harder horde nights and higher up days. Now, do note, you cannot put anything over here without there being a gap just because of how this block is. So we have that block against there. If you try to put something up against that block, there's going to be this gap, but zombies can go through. Now, If you want to play around with that to try to do a pathing, by all means, go for it. Have fun with the game, build what you want to build, and learn by experimenting. Now, what I've done here with this base, you can easily replicate it anywhere you're at. You can go build this out in the middle of a field if that's where you want to do your Horde night at, and you don't want it to be connected to your base. Just make sure you build it up quite a bit high. If you want to go to 11 or 12 blocks high to help avoid the rage mode, by all means, go for it. Just make sure you have the materials to do so. Now, for those players who do not want to live on top of a gas station, they rather come to a home like this and start to build in there, by all means, go for it, because it is a lot of fun to go into a home, to build it, and to make it the way you want it. Now, if you wanted to also make that home into your Horde base, same thing applies for what we did over at the gas station. Go inside, knock out some walls, make it flat, and then you can easily build up a base of your own. So for this example here, I've knocked out all this wall right here. I could go through now, set this up the same way that I set it up over at the gas station. Go ahead, build your walls up, so that way you have a fighting position. So we've built it up to where we now have a fighting position right here. All we have to do, build out a walkway this way so zombies can get up to us. One thing I will say to be cautious if you do go this route, you want to make sure your walls are secure. As you see here, these are only wood blocks, so they can easily be taken out. Upgrade those to at least cobblestone all the way around at the second height to make it so zombies can't easily tear the place down. With this house, we do have concrete on the bottom, which does help. Now, one thing you want to make sure if you are choosing a home to build in, make sure there's no way for zombies to get up to you. If there is, you want to knock that out. You do not want to give them another path up to you, because they could go that way instead of the way that you're wanting them to, which is through your Horde base. Some homes will have multiple stairs that lead up to where you are, so you have to go through individually and knock those out. I do hope this video was informative and did help you to learn some new things and about how easy it can be to set up a safe base on the very first day that you enter the game. So if you did like the video, feel free to leave a like as well as subscribe, because we will have more beginner friendly videos coming your way, as well as a series for the Lost One will keep continuing as well. If you do have any suggestions for videos in the future, feel free to leave those down below as well. And until then, have fun with the game, play it as you'll like, be creative, and I'll see you in the next one.